Hi everyone, this is Sam and Mr. Kipling. We're here again this evening to answer some of your messages up on Tumblr. The first one we'll start with comes from an anonymous person and it says, "Hey, I'm trying to get over my ex, but finding it so hard. All these thoughts keep coming into my head and I just want it to be over. I'm spiraling out of control. It's affecting everything in my life. I want peace. I just wish I was dead. I hate it. I want to be as if they never mattered to me, but how?" Unfortunately, with any relationship, whether we lose somebody, we have to go through the grieving process. It is part of human nature. We can't avoid it no matter how hard we try. Therefore, the grieving process tends to have 5 stages. There can be 7 stages, but to make it a little bit simpler, I'll just explain the 5 stages. Now, the very first stage is denial, and that's when you can't quite believe this relationship's over. You've loved this person, you've been with this person for a long time. It may be a few years, it may even be a few months, or it could be years and years and years, and you've split up with this person, and it's very, very hard. Even little things like doing the washing up together or walking down the street together or walking to work together seems so hard when that person's not there anymore or you don't do all those things with them. So even that's part of the process. The second part is anger, when you are so angry and you cannot believe that this person's not in your life anymore and not going to be in your life anymore. So that's the second part. The third part is bargaining, when you'll give anything just for 2 minutes, just 2 minutes with them, just so you can see how they feel, if they want to come back to you, if you want to go back to them. And so that's quite a difficult stage to be in. The fourth stage is depression. Please don't mix this up with clinical depression because that's very, very different. Everybody, when they lose something or someone, goes through this, whether they like it or not. But it can range from feeling low to feeling very down, and you can get stuck in this stage if you don't work through it properly. The last and final stage is acceptance, and that's accepting that this relationship will and is over. Once you learn to understand that it has gone, that it is over, everything just feels so much different. It feels easier to bear and to cope with. So those are the 5 stages. Now, we can't avoid them, even if we want to, even if we ignore them. Our mind is still going through those changes in a subconscious way, if not a conscious way. You say you feel as though your feelings and thoughts are out of control. Maybe things do feel out of your control at the moment because this isn't what you wanted. Even if you were the one who chose to walk away, you wouldn't have chosen for your feelings to change so much. And likewise, if you're the person that has been left behind, this has come as a dreadful shock. Suddenly, the life that you thought you were going to have is now gone. And so therefore now what tends to happen is we live in a state of almost fantasy. So we want the life we could have had rather than the life, unfortunately, that we have right now. And so that takes a little bit of getting used to and getting over. And that gives us those horrible feelings of feeling out of control. If you can, have a look at what might be frightening you. Are you frightened of being on your own? Are you frightened that nobody will love and like you again? Are you frightened that the future isn't going to be quite as bright as you thought it was going to be? These feelings again can give you that horrible feeling in the pit of your stomach that you're no longer in control, that actually outside forces are changing what will happen in your life. You can take that control back by understanding how you feel, accepting the grieving process and that you must go through it and will go through it, and accepting, if I'm waking up one day and I'm in a bad mood, I'm in a bad mood, and that's okay. But actually, if I'm having a good day, don't feel guilty about it. That's okay. It doesn't mean to say that you don't care any less about the other person. It just means that you're beginning to move on. And actually, they probably would want you to do that because it would make it easier for them as well. Take a look, if you can, at the thoughts that are reoccurring every day. You might find that you're beginning to feel quite low at certain times of day. Refocus yourself, do something different. If you've always had a bath at 7 o'clock at night and you've always made sure that you've had your tea at 8 o'clock at night and then you read a book, do something that's slightly different. It kind of confuses the mind slightly into thinking a little bit differently, therefore it helps. Anything to refocus the mind on something else. Go and find a friend, go and talk to a friend, speak to somebody who knows how you feel. We have all been through breakups. Whether we finished it or they finished with us, we've all been through it. We've been through the hurt and we've been through the pain, and it's unpleasant. But people do understand, and if you ask for help, they will help you, I'm absolutely sure. If you find that you're really still struggling, especially with the thoughts and feelings that are out of your control, as you say, then please pop along to your doctor, talk to the doctor and see if you can be referred to a counsellor. Now you might think, well, I've only split up with somebody, why would I do that? Counsellors usually see people who are, really, really poorly. That's not the case. Most counsellors, and indeed most of the time, I see clients that just have things like this. They have breakups, they've lost their jobs, or they're going through bereavement, or they're going through some other trauma. It doesn't mean to say there's anything wrong with them. It just means to say at this point in their life, they just need a little bit of support and just to realign their thoughts and think about things slightly differently so they can get back on with their life, which I'm sure actually is exactly what you were saying to me. Anyway, I wish you all the very best of luck, and please, please, please come back and tell me how you are and how you get along. Best of luck. Bye-bye. Kipling and I wish you a lovely evening, and we'll see you again soon.